Welcome back to another edition of the FGA Report. I am Brian Smith, your host, and I am joined by class of 2024 top corner Tavoy Feagin from Carrollwood Day School in Tampa, Florida. What's going on, Tavoy? How you doing, buddy?
Good. How about you?
Yeah, I can't complain too much. You are a national recruit. You're a kid that I know because you play locally. You live right down the road from me here in Tampa, Florida. I want to explain to people through the process. You got a ton of offers early, and your dad played at Bama, etc. I try to bring on kids that have different levels of like where they're at in their recruitment, age, etc. You were blessed with a lot of skill. You've got a lot of ambition. You've been training, etc. So I'm kind of going to go through the gamut with you. This is pretty good educational piece for some people out there. So here in a second, we'll throw on some film, but let's get the logistics out of the way. Number one, you're about 6 foot, $175. You play at Carrollwood Day School here in Tampa, and you play for Prime Truth 7-on-7, also a Tampa area affiliation. And your squad just came in second at the tournament I was at this past weekend, DR7 Sports. Got a little t-shirt action going here. What was it like for you going against all these different different receivers? I mean, even you with, I mean, you've got just off the top of my head here. Let's see, got Alabama, Oklahoma, Georgia, LSU, Florida, Florida State. You can pretty much pick your school, but like trying to explain to people why 7-on-7 is important without them physically coming out to see all these kids. Like we were just talking off air about Devon Walton from Gibbs over in St. Pete. Nobody knew who the heck that kid was. I mean, you got to see him eye to eye. Like, try to explain to people why you just have to know every rep you got to come and bring your game.
Really, knowing that you're a big time player, everybody's gonna be looking for you to get beat, get bombed by a wide receiver. So really, it's just a mindset that you gotta have that I gotta win this one-on-one battle. So basically, just the 7-on-7 is a one-on-one battle, and being able to go against the top wide receiver, it shows me where I'm like at as a cornerback.
Did you get taken off guard by anybody, but Walton aside, like I'll talk about him in a second, but were you surprised by anybody on any of the teams, whether it was Florida Lead or Team Tampa, anybody like that?
No, so there's nothing really out there that could like that I could really not handle. I can handle all receivers in the country right now. So there's really no one out there that I can like handle right now.
What's the biggest advantage for you in terms, notoriety and all that aside? You already got that. What's the biggest advantage for you being with Prime Truth, playing against all these Florida players that, like you said, they want to come for the offers that you have. They want those too. And they're trying to mouth you. I saw the guys, one guy called you trash or something. And I just like, okay,
Yeah.
he probably had no idea who you even were, to be honest. I mean, whatever. I mean, I knew you, but because I recognized your face, but it's just weird to me because some of these kids, they mouth to mouth. What's it like trying to go play to play, not listen to all the crap that's coming from the coach on the sideline or the other team? Is that something that you think about, or are you able to like block it out?
No, really, that really helps me. Like that gets me hyped up. That makes
I
me play
noticed.
harder. Really, that really makes me play harder. The more talk I hear, the more I'm gonna get into a receiver.
I saw that when a certain assistant coach got on you in one of the games. That's the only time I've ever seen you get mouthy with a coach, and you basically told him just to get the heck out of your ear, and you wouldn't come like he wanted you to switch with DJ or something like that. And you're like, I ain't gonna repeat all the conversation, but it was pretty funny.
Yes, sir.
And then you played better. You'd gotten beat on a play or missed a switch. I don't remember what it was, but DBs are going to get beat. You're human too. Deion Sanders got beat. Everybody gets beat.
Yes, sir.
And then you readjusted and you used your feet better and you started making plays. But all right, I want to throw up some film here. Your film's very interesting because you have so many different highlights on here. You're a corner, so it's a little bit different for those out there that don't know. Corner play, you don't always get a kid, even if he's got a ton of offers, that the film's real long. But this is pretty interesting right here because you show technique, and I'm sure part of this is being your dad's kid and all that. But even after you get the ball, you still also know what to do with it. What's your favorite kind of technique? Do you like being up at the line, or do you like playing off and like playing sidestep? What do you like?
I like being on the line. I like pressing. I like
What's the
being able to put my hands on you.
what's your favorite way to press? Are you a guy that likes to get a quick jam, or you like to stay on them? What do you like to do best?
I like to stay square and then strike. Once you like get relaxed, 'cause I can really tell when you're about to get relaxed, so I strike quick.
If you can get a kid off balance at the line of scrimmage, it doesn't matter if he's a kid as big as Tyler who plays with you on 7, it's going to take him off the route.
Yes,
So
sir.
you guys at Carrollwood Day, this is a Tampa Bay school for those of you watching. Carrollwood Day has a lot of young DBs, Tavoy being one, that have the ability to play at the Power Five level. But what most people don't know is almost all of them are underclassmen. Tavoy still got 2 years of high school left.
Yes, sir.
Lundy and Lundy's like he's a year younger than you, isn't he? If I remember
He's
right.
25.
Yeah, you're 24. He's 25. There's all kinds of different guys that are young on your squad. I got news for people that are going to be playing against you guys this next season. It's not going to be a lot of fun to throw the football.
Yes,
What do you
man.
guys talk about before a game, like mentally as a group in the secondary?
We just gotta talk about we gotta be physical because we know they're gonna try. Most of the teams know how we are and know how young we are, so they're gonna be trying to bully us at the line. So we know we got to
Okay.
get a little more physical this year.
Yeah, I don't blame them. There's a play right there where you were pretty physical, and then you got into the chest of a player. I like your stance. You don't get too wide. You use some two-hand jams sometimes. Why do you use two-hand?
Cause I know as a receiver they don't want to be touched. So if I hit them with one hand, I know they're gonna be trying to swipe down at my the first hand I put. So I put them two hands. They can't really do anything.
Have you had anybody cross you over like that?
No, sir.
It'll happen eventually, but that's part of the cat and mouse game.
Yes, sir.
Who's the best receiver you've won against at the high school level?
Parts are curl, Lewis.
Yeah, your teammate. Outside of Carrollwood, who was the best kid you've won against?
Ooh. Part of Bryson Rogers.
Oh, yeah. Bryson plays for Team Tampa, and he plays for Wiregrass Ranch. He's a kid with Alabama and Ohio State and a bunch of offers. He's 6'2" kid with 4.4 speed. He's legit.
Yes, sir.
What'd you like about Bryson?
Being able to, he actually knows how DBs play. There was one play where I was like trying to stay inside, and he stemmed me up. I was like, okay, he knows what he's doing. So I had to pick up my game and start moving inside.
He does have a savviness to him. He played pretty well this past weekend at free safety. Bryson's just a savvy football player. Okay, so there's your highlights. Now a few other things to kind of explain to people. I think it's pretty well established that you're a very, very high level player. You've been around football probably since you were like 5 or something like that, if I was to guess, based on your family and all that.
Yes, sir.
When did you know that football was something that you wanted to pursue beyond the high school level?
Probably 8th grade year.
What happened to make that transpire?
In 6th grade, I stopped playing football and started focusing on basketball and stuff. 'Cause I thought I was a basketball player, and I quit for like 3 years. And I was like, I'm gonna try getting back in football 8th grade year. And then my mom literally told me she started taking videos of me and said, "You look like you're at home." And what she meant by that was like I look more comfortable on the football field than I look on the basketball field.
Well, there you go. Comfort is a big part of any sport. If you don't like what you're doing, it's not going to work well long term. So, fair enough. What about 7-on-7? How does that translate? Are you more comfortable in 7-on-7 or in pads?
Probably in pads.
The reason I ask that, most corners at your age suck at tackling. They're terrible at it. You'll actually go across the field, as you showed on your film, and seek out the opportunity to knock down a pretty good sized running back who's probably bigger than you, to
Yes,
be
sir.
honest. Have you always been a kid that's really looked for contact, or what's it like for you?
Yes, sir. I've been the one that have been looking for contact a lot. Because I know most corners are not able to hit, so I want to like show college coaches that I'm able to have a corner for them to have a corner that can hit and stuff.
Fair enough. You have been invited to the Under Armour game, if I'm not mistaken. You're
Yes,
going to
sir.
go to that. Why'd you decide so early to knock it out and just select the Under Armour game?
Cause really that was a dream of that was one of my accomplishments that I wanted to achieve. So getting that day, I already knew I wanted to do because that was really a dream.
That's awesome. I've been watching it for a long time, and actually, the first Under Armour of the year is down in Miami on the 20th, I believe. So we're a couple weeks away. Are you going, or are you not going?
I don't think I'll be going.
Okay.
I know I'll be at the Rivals camp in March.
Okay. What about this summer, the spring, etc.? Are you planning any visits or anything, or any camps? What do you got going on, man?
Yes, sir. This summer I'll be doing a lot of camps and a lot of visits, but I'll be starting my visits March.
Yeah, that's the next open period for. I know February. Right now, nobody's technically allowed to visit. Not that that matters. A lot of kids
Sure.
probably try to go anyway. Any particular schools you're trying to reach out to and get on campus, or what do you got in mind?
Really, I'm looking forward to going to Clemson, Oklahoma, Alabama, Georgia, and LSU.
Okay. Sounds like you're Oklahoma's the oddball pick in that, but like some of their staff from Clemson is now running Oklahoma. So did you have a relationship with Brent Venables, or is it just the interest in being somewhere different? What's the deal with Oklahoma?
I really grew up with Andrew Zhao. He's a quarterback coach over in Clemson. So being able to, I started like having relationships with different coaches and knowing that they went to Oklahoma. I still have that relationship with Clemson and Oklahoma right now.
Okay, well, that's cool. Who is the funniest coach that you've talked to so far during the recruiting process? Who's the goofball?
Ooh,
There's always a couple of those guys. You know what I mean?
probably
Always.
Dakota Blackman from UCF.
Oh yeah, he is a funny guy. He
He's
is a
pretty
funny.
funny.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've met. He's a neat guy. He's a neat guy. What about? I got to ask, because I'm sure you've met him a few times. What's Saban like in his office? He's a different. He's a pretty serious guy,
Yeah,
but
he's pretty serious.
did he
When it
give
comes
you his
to
business plan, or what did he do when you were in there? Like, did he? This is what we do, or how did he go about it?
he really just broke down how everything would go when you get the Bama and stuff. So he'll have some fun parts and then he'll get back to his serious mode.
Yeah, I don't know if he's had many smiles in his life. He's just that guy.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's okay though. That's okay. Well, man, I'll let you get going. But thank you very much for coming on my show.
Yes, sir.
Everybody out there, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification button. Love having guys on like Tavoy to talk some football and having the opportunity to spread the word about all the talent here in Florida, as well as Georgia and Alabama. Everybody be good. Thank you very much.